Mesdames et messieurs, bonsoir.
Being asked to play Madame Marcotte is kind of dream come true.
Tonight, I will use my precious mystical gift.
It's fun to give a slightly kind of modern comedic edge to some really classic and very funny stuff.
What Noël Coward does so well is he's such a brilliant wordsmith, and the language is so figurative and beautiful.
Is anybody there? Oh, is that you, Maya? My spirit guide. She was Tutankhamun's wet nurse.
I do hope she's not still lactating.
He was a multiple threat as a singer, actor, composer, playwright, director whenever he could do.
By the late 1920s, he'd established himself as one of the UK's, if not the world's leading playwrights.
Noël Coward, like most people, is somebody you grew up with.
I'm a Noël Coward fan. I love the language, I love the period.
He was the wittiest and fastest wit I have ever encountered in my life. I don't think I'll ever encounter anybody like that again.
The ghost of my first wife is here with us in the room. Surely you can see her, she's standing right next to you.
Are you drunk? Who's she?
My wife.
I'm your wife.
Not anymore.
Blithe Spirit was one of 3 plays that toured during the war.
In 1941, his house was bombed and then took himself on a break to Portmeirion.
And for 6 days he wrote Blithe Spirit.
At the time, London was in the middle of the Blitz, and indeed a lot of the West End theatres had to close. But he was determined that the show would go on. He made a very rousing first night speech. It's a special occasion because it proved that in spite of one being an island, in spite of blitzes, discomforts, inconveniences and alarm, the English theatre can still function. That's quite apt for today.
Blithe Spirit, like so many of Coward's plays, is resilient.
The play indeed went on to run longer than the war did.
There's a particular kind of music to the way that Coward writes that's I've always found really, really funny. It's really cool to sort of bring it into the 21st century.
They've done a very clever job of the way they've introduced new elements and new scenes without spoiling the Coward tone of the film.
When I was asked, would you like to play Madame Marcotte in Blithe, I thought, it's that wonderful part that comes in for a couple of scenes and then she disappears and causes chaos. But in our adaptation, she doesn't just come in for a couple of scenes. She goes on a bit and causes more chaos, but subsequently has a really wonderful part to play.
I can feel it in my base chakra.
Probably trapped wind.
And his work is done now more than it ever was. It's remarkable how he's now speaking to the younger generations.
He was a genius. He was unique. I mean, I don't know to this day how he got everything done that he did.